The next item on the agenda is for public comment for items not on the agenda.
I'm Linda Kincaid with the Coalition for Elder and Dependent Adult Rights. If we look at the Notice of Conservatee's Rights, we see that the conservatee has the right to be represented by a lawyer, to ask a judge to replace the conservator, or to ask the judge to end the conservatorship, the right to make or change a will, to receive personal mail, the right to vote, the right to marry, and the right to receive visits. If we look at the next document here, the petition for an order limiting the rights of the conservatee, on page 1, line 21, the conservatorship is established to protect conservatee from acts of elder financial abuse and neglect by Kenneth Taylor. But the APS report on this case discussed financial abuse by the stepson of Eleanor's first husband. Kenneth Taylor was Eleanor's second husband. APS did not establish any financial abuse or neglect with regard to Kenneth, and no charges were brought against Kenneth. Going down to line 26, conservatee and her then attorney of legal assistance for seniors were successful in establishing a restraining order against Kenneth. Eleanor strongly expressed her wish to see Kenneth, and legal assistance for seniors did not effectively represent Eleanor's interests and her wishes to see Kenneth and her right to see Kenneth. On page 2, line 10, the petitioner moved conservatee to an undisclosed or fixed location for conservatee's continued safety and protection. Conservator Scott Phipps moved Elinor to Lakeside Park in Oakland, a locked dementia facility, although Elinor did not have dementia. Phipps instructed the facility to imprison and isolate Elinor. She has denied all visitors and phone calls and has been locked up and denied contact with the world for about 3 years now. Down to line 12, petitioner commenced a nullity proceeding on behalf of conservatee. The conservator annulled Eleanor's marriage, even though she said she loved her husband and wanted to stay married to them. On page 3, line 4, due to Kenneth's intention to vacate the restraining order and terminate the conservatorship, petitioner's attorney advised the petitioner to err on the side of caution and deny access to conservatee by those individuals known to be associated with Kenneth.
Okay, then I'd like to move forward to our presentation today. So it is my pleasure to introduce to you, if you don't know her already, Alicia Morales. Alicia is the director of the Division of Adult Protective Services, and Alicia will help you out on your PowerPoint. Let me turn off the lights so that we can see your PowerPoint. And Alicia.
From the public comments made by Ms. Kincaid and Mr. Calhoun, I think that we can all agree that the current systems that we have in place that respond to elder abuse issues have a ways to go before they're perfect. So conservatorship is a legal arrangement by which a court adjudicates a person to lack capacity, to be incompetent, and appoints another adult to oversee their affairs. The court makes a determination and then appoints the conservator, and then the conservator has the authority and the responsibility to protect the client and to make decisions that are in the best interest of the client.
Yeah, we all know that things don't always work the way they should, and most of us would acknowledge that power tends to corrupt. The American Bar Association is recommending volunteer conservatorship oversight boards or committees, where individuals from the community do not have a financial interest in a case would step up and be an advocate and help that conservatee navigate the system, or perhaps to protect them from abuses from the system. Would Alameda County be open to a concept of that type?
I would certainly be open to having a discussion to look at ways to minimize any sort of abuse of power. I think that we can always improve on what we're doing, as I mentioned at the beginning of this presentation.
Does the public defender get involved in cases where a probate conservator is taking advantage of a conservatee? How about when in a probate conservatorship, the conservator is abusing the conservatee? Would the public defender get involved in those cases to protect the rights of the conservatee?
In theory, yes. The public defender is acting in the interest of the conservatee, not the conservator. So, yes. Yeah. But the court investigator's office has a role. If there's concerns about the conservator not acting in the best interest of the conservatee, the court investigator's office can do an investigation.
Yeah, I understand the court investigator's office can do an investigation and presumably can intervene, but in a case where we've reported abuse to the court investigator and there's been no response, I'm looking for how we escalate it to where the person's rights can be protected.
So in terms of like what you can do beyond that, my suggestion would be to probably consult with an attorney to see what your legal options are.
I don't believe I have standing to protect someone. I certainly don't have legal standing to protect a total stranger. Are you saying that Elinor has no options? There is no way to protect her?
That those are really interesting questions, but I think we may be getting a little bit off schedule, and I would suggest that after the meeting, you're welcome to check in with Alicia. And on behalf of the Planning Committee, Alicia, I want to thank you very much for your presentation.